Всем привет! Hello, everybody! Hello, those who will watch it as a recorded. You're all welcome here, and this is our weekly half an hour going live. I'm located in Montenegro at the moment, and Uliana is located in Russia. And one of the big news is that Russia is really struggling with the internet at the moment, so she cannot go live yet while she's still there, while there are some problems, technical problems. But I've prepared some phrases for you as usual, and I've prepared some news for you. I thought I'll look at some updates, what happened in Russia for the last week, and I'll share it with you. Hello, Leo. Hello. Thank you so much for your feedback. Yeah, if you're new here, just let me know what country are you from? Why are you studying Russian? Is it a personal interest? Do you need it for work, for study, for speaking with your wife or your friends or your colleagues? It's really interesting for me to know. And if you struggle with something in particular, you can text about it too. If you watch it as a recorded video, just leave a comment and I'll see it, I'll respond, because the whole point of going live is that I get to know you better. I see what kind of people are watching my videos right now, this week, this month, and see what's the situation there. So, I have some words and I have some news. What should we start with? Hello, hello to you. It's nice to have somebody from Chile from so far away. I had a student once who, well, she was actually a Russian lady who moved to Chile. I think she found a husband there. So she was studying English with me. But it's incredible to meet people from all over the world. I had a few lessons today, and each lesson was with a person from a particular country. So in a way, I feel like I'm traveling because of you, with help of you. So thank you for this experience. All right, I guess we'll start with some phrases. This week, I had a lesson with one of my students, and I was teaching him one phrase which is really simple, but it tickled him. He found it really curious. So I've decided to share this phrase with you and some other phrases too. I'm going to write it, and you'll see it on the screen in a second. So the first phrase, много где. Think for a second, what does it mean? Много где. Literally, it means a lot and where, but we say it as one single phrase, много где. Много где means everywhere, in lots of places. Like where is it used? Много где. Где это используется? Много где. Or, for example, what companies did you work for? Or kind of where did you work with your profession? Где ты работал? Много где. Like in lots of places. Много где. It's a very short answer, very simple answer, 2 words only, but it's like it brings you on a really good level, because you're not going to find this phrase in a textbook. It's really conversational and people use it. And it's that situation when, with one little phrase, you can give deep meaning of what you want to say. Or maybe, where did you study Russian? Где ты учил русский? Много где. Много где. В школе, в университете, на Ютубе. Да? Много где. The second phrase, that is quite interesting, and you're going to see it in a second. И да, и нет. И да, и нет. That's what we say, which means yes and no. So basically, I think in English you would say it depends, but we can say и да, и нет. Тебе нравится твоя работа? И да, и нет. And then you explain in details what part of their meaning is yes and why is it also no. И да, и нет. Yes and no, or it depends. So you cannot really give a definitive answer, and that's why you say и да, и нет. И да, и нет. In these little phrases, actually intonation matters a lot. So you can try to repeat after me. And after I go through 10 phrases, I think we'll repeat them, all of them again. And if you watch it as a recorded video, you can find the list of the phrases I'm explaining in the description. Okay, the next phrase, consisting only of 3 words. Все как всегда. So you see the word все, but it's actually все. You probably know at this point that Russians ignore the difference between ye and yo, and very often we write yo without the dots, which I know it might be confusing for you. I don't even know where I have the letter yo on my keyboard, because I got my laptop from Thailand and I actually have Thai keyboard in front of me. So I don't even know where yo is, but it's все как всегда. Please pay attention that the letter v, because it takes the first position, it's the first letter in both words, все and всегда. It's almost impossible to pronounce it like v, so we just pronounce it like f. Все как всегда. Все как всегда. Quite often we do this with this letter. So все как всегда. It means everything like always. Because как, it's not only how, как дела, как тебя зовут, but also it's the meaning of like or as. So everything as always. Как дела? Все как всегда. Like it's like usual, like always. Or you can say все как обычно. Все как обычно. Как дела? Все как всегда. Как дела? Все как обычно. All right, the next phrase is going to be a speaking phrase, which means something like that. And it's actually 2 ways to say that. The first one is типа того. Типа того. Something like that. Like something like this type. Типа того. Or another one, which may be easier for you. It's как-то так. Как-то так. Something like that. So if you say something in Russian to your friends or to your colleagues, and you kind of finish the sentence and you don't know what else to say, and there is this awkward pause, so you really need to say like that's it or something like that. You just say как-то так. And then people know that you finished for sure. That was your final phrase. Как-то так. Something like that. Как-то так. Okay, the next phrase we are looking at is, you're gonna see, вот именно. Вот именно. You know the word вот, it's like here you are, вот. If you give something to somebody, like if you pay for something, or you just give a present or give something, you just say вот or вот, пожалуйста. But in this case, вот именно, it means exactly, like yes, exactly, or exactly, indeed, something like that. So вот именно, вот именно. I imagine there is some tension in the conversation, maybe, or when one person is saying, I don't know, some strong phrase, and the other person say exactly like I told you or I knew it. Вот именно. Да, вот именно. Вот именно. So the next phrase. If you know the word, you'll guess quite easily. Не спрашивай. Не спрашивай. The literal translation is don't ask. Like, don't even ask. Maybe you had a bad day and somebody asks you, как дела? And you can just say, ой, не спрашивай. Все плохо. Много проблем. О, много работы. Как дела? Не спрашивай. Don't even ask. All right. The next phrase. I like it because it's a simple association. Я стараюсь. You probably know the word старый, старая, old. And it's curious that стараюсь, it means I'm trying, I'm putting efforts. So you can say я стараюсь говорить по-русски. Я стараюсь работать хорошо. Я стараюсь готовить вкусно. Я стараюсь. Я правда стараюсь. I'm really trying. Да, стараюсь. And we have 3 more phrases. The next short phrase. Okay, you see it now? Где логика? Где логика? Where is the logic? If you're confused with something or you read some crazy news, you can say где логика? Like, what are they thinking about? It doesn't make any sense. Где логика? Где логика? Почему? Где логика? 2 more phrases. Okay. This phrase, 3 words. Вот так вот. Вот так вот. Вот так вот, it's quite similar to the other phrase we looked at today, which is как-то так. Вот так вот, it means also like that's it. Вот так вот. Or that's it, something like that. Вот так вот. And also the word так itself, if you have Russian people around you, you'll know that they use the word так quite a lot in the meaning of so or well, так, ну, так, давай. So you can use it too to sound more natural. And the last phrase, which again, you will not find it in textbooks, but it's a very, very common phrase. В целом, да. В целом. В целом means in general. В целом, да. Or just в целом. You can also use it as the start of your phrase. В целом. Like mostly, yes. В целом, да. Generally, yes. Like this. So I'm going to repeat all the phrases I told you today. And I'll repeat them with a particular intonation. So try to kind of feel it as well. So the first phrase, in lots of places. Много где. Много где. The next one, yes and no. И да, и нет. И да, и нет. Тебе нравится Париж? И да, и нет. There are good and bad aspects of it. И да, и нет. The next, as usual. Все как всегда. О, все как обычно. Как дела? Все как всегда. Как дела? Все как обычно. Or you can just say как обычно. Or как всегда. Как дела? Да, как всегда. Как дела? Как обычно. As usual, nothing new. Okay, the next phrase, something like that. Типа того. Типа того. Or another one, как-то так. Как-то так. Something like that. Как-то так. The next one, exactly. Вот именно. Вот именно. Вот именно. Or if I say it without the pause, вот именно. Вот именно. It's like it's one word. Вот именно. The next one, don't even ask. Не спрашивай. Не спрашивай. Как дела? Ой, не спрашивай, много работы. The next one, I'm trying, which really sounds like the word old. Я стараюсь. Я стараюсь. It's really funny. If I say я старая, it means I'm old. But if I say я стараюсь, it means I'm trying. I'm trying to do something. Okay, the next. Where is the logic? Где логика? It makes no sense. Где логика? Где логика? And then that's it. Вот так вот. Вот так вот. And the last one, in general, yes. В целом да. В целом да. So that's the phrases I wanted to teach you today. And let me know in the comments which phrase do you like the most. Or maybe you use some phrase already, or maybe you heard your Russian friends talking like this. Let me know. It would be really interesting for me to know. And for now, I'll share with you some news that happened in Russia this week. The first news, actually, it's the story that my parents told me. My mom actually told me, and I freaked out. So let me tell you this shortly in Russian, and then I'll translate in English and see if you understand. Мои родители, моя мама и папа были в лесу. Там они собирали грибы и ягоды. И они были с собакой. Моя собака, ее зовут Джесси, это бигль, у нее длинные уши. И вот моя мама, мой папа и собака Джесси были в лесу, собирали грибы и ягоды на этой неделе. И внезапно собака стала гавкать и стала очень агрессивно реагировать на что-то в лесу. Мы не знаем, что. Моя мама и папа не видели ничего. Но собака очень была агрессивной. И потом, когда они пришли домой, мой папа прочитал в новостях, что в это же время в этом же лесу был медведь, и медведь вышел на дорогу, и кто-то даже сделал фотографию его. И мои родители поняли, что собака, наверное, увидела медведя или почувствовала его, и, может быть, даже спасла их. Да, вот так вот. That's the story. So if you understood something, great. But now I'll tell you. Yeah, here I am. So what happened is my parents have dacha, like most Russian people. It's a country house. And they went to the woods to pick up mushrooms and berries this week with a dog, Jessie, who is beagle with long ears, длинные уши. And the dog started reacting aggressively towards something in the distance. They didn't know what it was. But when they got home, my dad read in the news that there is a bear in that exact location and in that exact timing, and bear went on the road. Somebody even took a picture of it, so it got in the news. And that's how my parents understood that they actually probably were in danger, and the dog reacted to maybe the bear in really long distance. So yeah, that's the news. But actually, it's I wouldn't say it's common, like because I know bears, медведи are associated with Russia, but I wouldn't say this story is common. To me, it's very coincidental and very surprising that it could even happen. Um, but I don't know, maybe people who live in villages, they hear such stories more. Okay, another story, another news that happened is that Russia invented their own musical competition contest because there is Eurovision. But now that Russia is kind of separated from all the other countries in the world, they created their own musical contest, and they named it Intervidение. So not Eurovision, but Intervision, which I guess the point is similar. The only thing is they promise a prize. So the winner gets 300,000 euros as a prize. And at the moment, they say that there are going to be 20 countries to participate in this contest. But I don't know. I'm not sure where they're going to find 20 countries. It's like Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, China, uh, and some other countries. But we'll see. I remember they did something like Olympic Games, Russian Olympic Games, and they also said that it was international, but in reality, not so much. Yes, maybe a few countries came and visit, but for example, I know that China participated in our Russian Olympic Games, but China sent their really young sportsmen, so they didn't even treat it as a serious competition, obviously. Just some beginners, just somebody who is looking for the chance in sports and who is taking the first steps. Obviously, it wasn't on the level that Olympic Games are, where they send only the best. All right. And the last news that happened in Russia this week was about the internet. So in Russia, there are 89, yes, 89 regions. And in each of the regions, there were problems with the internet, they say, even in St. Petersburg and Moscow, the big cities. I personally know that my parents couldn't find my sister who lives in St. Petersburg because the internet didn't work one day. Their mobile connection, when you just call a person via mobile, didn't work, and it was really frustrating. Some people work remotely, so basically they couldn't communicate with their clients, they lost some money, they got really pissed off for the government, or obviously who is responsible for this to happen. When you wake up and you have no internet in the 21st century, I think it's really crazy, but that's what's happening. And obviously they're saying that it's for the protection, because Russia is getting attacked by drones a lot, and they just shut down everything, and shut down the internet too. So, okay, Leo, I see you taking the notes. I'm really happy you do. And yes, you're welcome. If you have any question, you can ask, and I can talk over it. And maybe I'll try to say something simple in Russian about my plans for today, or about my day, or about my week, so you'll get a chance to understand it, some simple phrases. So сегодня... what happened today? Сегодня я много работала. Сегодня я встала в 8 часов утром, и в 8:30 у меня был первый урок, потом в 9 часов у меня был урок 2, второй урок, потом в 10 часов у меня был перерыв на завтрак, я завтракала, пила кофе, и потом в 11 часов у меня был урок опять, и в 12:30 у меня опять был урок. Yes, so that's basically my day. I just had lessons. If you know Russian numbers, I think you understood that at particular time I had a particular lesson. Okay, thank you for the question about Cyrillic alphabet. Yes, I can recommend something. So first of all, you need to have a document. Actually, if you leave your email address now, I can email you a document which is basically a table with Russian letter and English equivalent, like exact English equivalent. So first 2-3 weeks, you need to print this table and have it somewhere around. After 2-3 weeks, in general, you don't need it anymore and you remember the letters. So the first exercise that I normally do is okay, so all the letters are divided into 3 groups. First group, letters that are pronounced exactly like in English. For example, let me write you some letters here. Okay, you're gonna see it. You pronounce them just like in English. M, O, A, K, T, S. So that's it. It's already like a first step when you know that not all letters are completely new. You know that there are some letters you can rely on. Then there are letters that are gonna confuse you because they look exactly like in English, but you pronounce them differently. Okay, 2 examples. It's these letters. So you can see P, but it's actually R. And then you see like H, but it's actually N. So you need to kind of distinguish the letters that might confuse you. And then there are new letters, there are new symbols. So first kind of life hack for you to understand, not all 33 letters are completely new. There will be about maybe 10 letters that you already know because of Latin alphabet. And then there will be about other 10 letters that, again, the way they're written, you recognize the symbol, but they're gonna confuse you a lot because they pronounce differently. And only after that, you realize that, okay, there are other new symbols. So don't look at Russian alphabet as something completely new. About 30% of it you already know, you just need to get used to it. Then I always ask my students to write their names with Russian alphabet. Maybe ChatGPT can help you just to check you out, but I believe that you need to be able to write your name, the name of your family, your mom's name, your dad's name, your dog's name, your girlfriend's name, all people around you. Just write their names, see how they look. You can even take a picture and send it to your friend and say, hey, I'm learning Russian, and look, I just wrote your name. That's how your name is in Russian. This exercise will help you to really remember those letters that connect with your name and with the names of people around you. So do that. And after that, I recommend you to start reading international words. So again, you can ask ChatGPT to give you like the list of 20 international words in Russian, because they are gonna be the same as in English. For example, bar, radio, телевизор. Well, there are lots of words that the same in almost all languages. And try to read them as a puzzle. So look at each word as a puzzle using your cheat sheet with the alphabet. And basically, when you read the word, you need to understand it and see like, oh, wow, it's bar. Okay, I understand. It means bar. I've just read it. So you need to do that. Okay, your name is Leonardo Salgado. It's really beautiful. Good job. Yeah. So, and after you read some international words, you can move to famous people. You can just research how do you write names of some famous people, your favorite bands, your favorite actresses, actors, musicians. And again, just you can even try to write it or spell it. Again, to start recognizing some letters. I think if you actually try to write it by hand in your notebook, you'll get to remember them quicker. After that, you can also practice with the countries. Just open the Russian map, the picture of Russian map, and have a look, how do you spell the name of your country? And again, you can just try to kind of draw it in your book and see. And then just read different countries, and the letters will start coming to you. Normally, on my lessons, students learn to read 2 weeks. Like, that's it. More than 2 weeks, you don't need to sit on Cyrillic alphabet if you just do some practice, like how I described. And obviously, it's easier when you have somebody to control you, to give you tasks, to give you games. So maybe if you're doing it by yourself, it will take you up to a month, but it shouldn't be longer. Okay, so let's see. Listening to Russian content while reading subtitles. Oh yeah, actually it's good. But if you're only starting reading the alphabet, it might be hard. If you already know the alphabet and you just need practice, then you can basically move on, just start doing some exercises, something else, and the more you see Russian letters, the more you'll remember them. Okay. I see. Subtitles in English. Yeah, makes sense. Okay, then we're back to level 0. So you need to have their table and then practice it with the names, with international words, with countries, with famous people. You need to make Cyrillic alphabet yours. At the moment, it's something alien, but you need to make it your friend. So you need to connect it with emotional things in your life, with people, with countries, with international words. And in our channel we have a lot of videos, vlogs. Uliana mostly did them, where we provide Russian subtitles and English subtitles, so you can watch and read and understand at the same time. Yeah, and so if you want to have a trial lesson with me, you're welcome to sign up. Below each video, I have a Google form or my email, so you can send me email and we'll schedule a trial lesson. I do proper 60 minutes lessons and also 30 minutes lesson as a budget version and also as a little like speaking boost up. I have students who study twice a week, which is normal speed, but also there are some who only take one class a week, and it's just a big speeding up, especially if I just give you home task for the whole week and you have something to practice that's adjusted to your own pace, to your own intellectual abilities, learning abilities, and basically you don't need to think, oh, what do I need to do next? I provide the whole strategy for you and you just follow it. Sometimes I even give access to the interactive platform for my students. It's for people who really don't like studying, who hate school and who hate books and writing and all the rest. So it's basically all the tasks. You can do it on your tablet, on your phone. There's lots of pictures. You just have to like drag words, drag letters, basically play games all the time. But as the result, you know more. And of course, you need practice. You need speaking practice. You need listening to people speaking to you or trying to speak. And the whole point of lessons is creating that experience. Or try to find some Russian community, Russian people in your town. And go. Russian people really like organizing English clubs. So if you can find such English club in your city, you can come there and say, "Hey, I can help you with some English practice or Spanish practice or any other language practice that people speak in your country in exchange for just hanging out, maybe trying to speak a bit. And who knows, sometimes it works well as some additional practice. Okay, guys, that's all for today. Thank you so much. Thank you, Leo, for keeping me company today. And everybody else who watched this video, you can join every Sunday and ask your question, keep a conversation with me. I'm really happy to know what kind of people are there on the other side of the screen. Also, I travel a lot. For example, I've been in 17 countries over 3 years, and it's not European countries because it's quite easy to travel around Europe. So who knows, maybe we'll meet in your own country, in your own city. And so let's just get to know each other if Russian is your passion and it's something that you decided to develop in. Thank you so much. Пока-пока.